Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our first A-class Thai professional contest. 5 3-minute rounds at 72 kilos. This fight is sponsored by RJ County and co-citizens. And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the blue corner of the ring, representing Y Tribe. Make some noise for Sean introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner and representing Dublin Combat Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, now making his way to the ring, David McLoughlin.
Each fighter, it's up to them whether they opt to do it or even a white crew dance. But we're expecting fireworks out of these two.
First clinch is going to be interesting. I've seen a little during the C-class fights, those little pockets of space where you could see those little elbows being thrown. McLoughlin we've seen on Deliverance before, as tough as they come.
And then we can automatically see they're almost nearly a forced calmness. They have to try hold back. They're full of energy. This is A-class. You can already see them standing off each other. They know it's 5 3 minutes. If they get a scent of blood, they're going to go for it. But we can already see a slower pace. Now this is indicative of A-class Muay Thai.
And as a fighter, it's something I've never experienced before, but a 2-minute rest in between rounds, can that be something that's great for a fighter, or can that be a hindrance if they were in the ascendancy and want to continue that momentum?
Well, the lineage of it's coming from Thai boxing in Thailand. It gives people betting in the audience time to place their odds. That's essentially what it's for. So sometimes in traditional Thai, I don't know if they do it now, they have to score every round, but rounds 1 and 2 generally probably didn't get scored, and they only scored 3, 4, and 5, hence this gradient of energy.
Because that's where you made the summation of where you would lay your bets.
Absolutely, absolutely. But they had to enforce because there was way too much subjectivity if you're not going to score 2 rounds, but there's a potential to be knocked out within 2 rounds. So most organizations will state you have to score a 10-9 round, and in Thailand now it'll be a 10-9 round. If it is even, the last rounds will score more. The judges will be more favoured towards, if it is even, a strong finish.
Nice.
You're showing technique, scoring, and heart. You're showing all the attributes of a Muay Thai warrior. Guys, not giving too much away, and that's what this round is for. It's a feeling out process. Jabs and kicks, and as each round goes on, unless some gets stopped, well, that's it. O'Regan's already just got wobbled a little bit with that right hand, and I think his lead leg is a little bit
compromised, perhaps. Seems to be McLoughlin who's got a greater command over the distance and range so far.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice shot. Just popped right up from the mid-range.
Again, so far so good. Go looking for an elbow. I was just about to say they didn't go elbow heavy. Usually A-class fighters, if you're only new to A-class, you go in and you just think throw elbows. But they're very composed. Great scores for McLoughlin. Great knee. Hand position to knee.
Using the elbow more to free him off at the minute, as opposed to using it as an offensive, damaging weapon.
And when we get in that close, the difference now in A-class is when we get into them intricate hand positions, they quickly turn into elbow strikes, which you may not see.
If you see guy maybe going double bicep control from the inside or outside,
absolutely.
They'll scope for elbows just like that.
We have a cutting down elbow, a little bit more snap and an inch or 2 more in.
The need to fill that space.
Yeah, it's feedback and communication in the corner is a skill and an art. Get McLoughlin happy there. You're just to let that leg go and clock up scores in Thai boxing. If you hit on the arm and move the opponent, it's a scoring technique. Again, the highest scoring shot will be any Thai boxing shot that demonstrates maximum effect. So bleeding, a knockout, wincing, shots like that displaces the opponent's balance.
There was a nice little 3-punch combination, the jab, the hook to straight from McLoughlin, very smart.
But even the way McLoughlin went back there at one leg, that some judges may not score O'Regan's march forward on that, because even though he had one leg in the air, McLoughlin had fantastic balance going back. So again, there's no effect, especially in A class. This is the epitome of Muay Thai.
It's always intrigued me, especially in Muay Thai, the calmness with which both fighters can essentially stand in the pocket.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's born out of a necessity. You don't have the energy to try take each other out. Whatever about in boxing, but when you bring knees and elbows and clinch, there's a lot of dynamics.
The output is completely different.
Yeah, there's different energy systems, different way of thinking.
This is nice movement from McLoughlin.
Great balance again on defense. Again, won't score, but it negates the opponent's score because you're showing tremendous balance on defense.
It's a very cerebral approach to something I've noticed as we progress into the more experienced fighters.
Yeah, yeah, and this is why you need very experienced judges, because this is where they're really going to shine. It's ironing out all these intricacies of who's going forward, who's dominating, who's progressing the fight. We've seen there a spin elbow by McLoughlin. Again, that's an unorthodox move. Unless you're exceptionally explosive, it's fairly risky. So I'll give you an insight into he's obviously confident.
Yeah, and for me, so far, it seems to be McLoughlin who's settled into the fight a lot more. Nice, stiff, stinging jab.
Again, a really nice elbow. Tried an Anderson Silva up
An
elbow
upward
there.
elbow, yep. Made famous in fight with Tony Frickland.
The best elbows are usually after hands, really good hands, or a crash. As they come in, you meet them in the middle. Right dump.
Final 10 seconds of the second round, and a fight that I think we can both agree that McLaughlin's had a lot of control over.
Yep. First attack, make a miss, and then catch McLoughlin on the counter.
Third round of a possible 5 in what's been a really intriguing cerebral matchup here.
Again, and we see that teep to the leg. And again, it's one of them weird moves in Thai boxing classes. Unless you're a pro, coaches probably ban it, great head kick, because it causes more injury.
It's that hyperextension of the knee.
Yeah, at low intensity than the effect it does at high intensity. It's just misdirection and illusion. You're trying to get them to think low and go higher body. Again, less likely to hyperextend when the fighters are so static. That's why in Thai boxing you wouldn't see it so much, because they don't commit their full body in the air so much. It's this one leg balance, teeping guard. Good score by O'Regan. That would have been an ideal situation for McLoughlin to come in with the elbow since he was against the ropes. This is where it's like to see elbows work against the ropes, or in this clinch part here. A slight little cut, or pull the elbow down, and McLoughlin could pull the elbow over the top. Oh, there's the uppercut elbow.
You see both fighters try. Are they trying to establish the inside control in a situation
Absolutely,
such as that?
and they're trying to either get hand position and fool the other person thinking they're going to go around the neck, and they whip it up into an uppercut elbow. And they're essentially aiming for the T, the nose and the eyebrows.
Yeah.
Soft tissue, get the fight stopped.
That's where you want to create a cut.
There
as
we
well.
go.
First meaningful elbow. A second as well. Nice elbows being landed by McLoughlin.
So we're seeing McLoughlin is far more comfortable throwing elbows on the inside. He doesn't want to engage. This could be the end.
And the beautiful thing about elbows is they don't need to land flush to create a fight-ending cut. They can graze and that can be it.
Yep. I think the steam has been taken out of O'Regan from the clinch. Elbows don't necessarily hurt. They look worse than what they are. But they will stop a match very, very fast.
And the clinch in and of itself is an exhausting position.
Absolutely.
I would go as far as to call that a grappling art in and of itself.
Yeah, and DCA are very, very good at that.
Another nice short elbow from McLoughlin.
3 unanswered knees, maybe an elbow. There we
Oh,
go.
that's a great shot from McLoughlin.
McLoughlin looks like he's just about to finish it. There's a massive cut there. Again, it's cut.
Not too problematic.
No, it can be managed. It can be managed, and we've got a very professional cut team here that could stop that.
It's more so in the corner of the eye that the blood's not going to go down and be an impediment to the vision.
Yeah, and remember, we've got that 2 minutes, so this is where the 2 minutes helps.
Yep.
Pressure on the wound, and a little bit of ice to coagulate the wound, stop the bleeding. But the next thing out, McLaughlin's going to come out. He's going to try to keep that cut open, even if it's the inside of the glove or whatever, cause friction. I like the way he's not going straight back to the elbow. He's setting back up with kicks.
Because that'll be too predictable.
Absolutely. There you go. There was an uppercut elbow there again off McLoughlin, lead hand. I think what's good.
Round 4.
Like you say, even the pace set by McLoughlin could cause that to open up again.
Absolutely, yeah. High blood pressure, get that blood pumping, high heart rate. He just needs to rub that hand off that eye and it's going to open up. What you will see in some fights is the open part of the palm glove to rub against you and try to open a little bit more.
Spinning elbow attempt from O'Regan.
Again, I'm not a big fan of just doing that out of the blocks. It's a Hail Mary shot. You're going to spin elbow, set it up, or catch them on the way in. McLoughlin using experience, tucking his chin, picking aside, and he'll snake his hands into a grip, and then it's inevitable he's going to go for elbows again in that range.
Laser-like focus.
Oh.
Thought about the spin.
Ironically, when he's paused in that spin and then re-engaged the spin, he nearly caught McLoughlin.
It's something you kind of need to commit to 100%.
But it has to be practiced, and like any other skill, it has to be practiced on pads, under pressure, in sparring with pads on. Great score down by McLoughlin, clinical, he's just clocking up the points.
Big deep breath by O'Regan.
Smart Muay Thai, misdirect, score, hurt other places and go back to the elbow then afterwards.
Elbow attempt from O'Regan, but McLoughlin very wise to it. Even just little things like the positioning of his own hands, the positioning of his head in the clinch.
Well, even the position of Lar Byrne, the referee there, he knew that there was a spin elbow. He preempted the spin elbow and moved his head, which will show you Lar's experience as a fighter. Great, clocking up scores. This is what judges want. Clean scores, clean scores.
He's opened up the eye again.
Again, talking to the cut team earlier on, the cut team can't go in and stop the match, but they have a very strong sway in advising the referee or the doctor who will stop the match. So indirectly, they're keeping a close eye, for want of a better word, on this. Now the important thing here for my is not to get too overconfident. Don't go looking for elbows if they're not there in that moment. For O'Regan, I'll be looking for a crash elbow, lead hand, left hand stepping in, left elbow straight to the face as McLoughlin overcommits. But I haven't seen one yet.
No, O'Regan has to, McLoughlin has to overcommit in order for that to happen, and he's been very smart.
But he's committing now, but he's not overcommitting. That's the thing. You can see him there, and he disengaged from the elbow. He knew it wasn't there.
Again, even just the clocking up of the scores, but the jab is something that we haven't really seen utilised to the extent that McLoughlin has tonight. Very cultured with it.
I'd like to see more of it. It's great to see situations where referees will actually stop too much touching of gloves in Thai boxing. So it can go the other way. Not too often, but it can go the other way.
Get the feeling that McLoughlin has the potential. He has that extra gear, maybe that extra couple of gears, and could potentially finish this fight.
Yeah, he's mastered his own distance, even though he's not the taller fighter. His kicks are good, but there's people have fought tonight that have had more whip in the kicks, but it's his timing. And he's had a lot of fights. You put all that together, and you get a very tough fighter.
Again, stiff, stinging jab.
Very nice.
Almost in predatory stalking mode here is McLoughlin.
Great knee. An elbow probably soon to follow in that range. You can also see on the back of McLaughlin's back there, you see some marks. They're cupping marks, I would imagine, from some type of therapy or recovery session he probably would have done. You see you get these bulbs on the back. Obviously doing a lot of upper body work for this fight in prep.
Little bit more venom coming from the shots in McLaughlin's arsenal here. Strong Thai clinch.
There's that downward elbow. Another downward elbow. He has to be careful.
Oh, big shot absorbed from O'Regan there. He's very tired at this stage, Mark.
O'Regan is out on his feet. The ref is going to have to watch this closely.
And with over a minute left, you can see Laura Byrne stopping the action. He's got him right in his own corner now. If he can just put the foot on the gas a little bit more, we could be looking at a finish.
Again, clocking up some great scores with them kicks. A clinical Thai boxing match.
Hands low, gum shields out of the mouth.
You can see Lara lets it go on a little bit longer. This is something we have in Thai boxing. The fight can proceed without a gum shield. This is what I talked about earlier on, and then the next opportunity, the gum shield will go in.
Big deep breaths being taken here by Sean O'Regan. Look how light McLoughlin is on the feet.
The difference is when you're controlling the match from round one, that's the idea.
You've dictated the pace.
He's maintained.
Yeah.
It's predictable. He knows what to expect because he's dictating.
And O'Regan is exhausted right now.
He's trying. I'll give him credit. He's got a big heart. He just needs to bite down a little bit. Maybe he's got one shot left in the bag. Step in. Draw McLoughlin in. Be overconfident. Step in and catch. Catch an elbow.
Last few seconds.
Oh,
big shot to finish from McLoughlin. And an elbow. There you have it, a fantastic performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 great rounds, we once again go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All judges scored the bout in favor of the winner by unanimous decision. Fighting out of the ring.